wide world won't kill me. Looks plain, it's tearing me apart now slowly. She said it's time to fix your life, but baby don't understand me. It's time to fix your life, but baby don't wanna love me. It's time to fix your life. She gotta get fit. This is time to
Sexy with it.
fix your life. But this shit goes on and on, yeah. All alone. It's the home.
Show and tell, boys and girls. On my left, no, my right, no, my left. I was right the first time. We have.
KIAN.
There we go. Special guest for today. It's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful show. Even though the weather's kind of dead, but it's cool. We make it work. We make it work. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Praise to the gods. Mummy, I love you. Shout out. But yeah, let's start from the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? How did the journey begin?
Damn.
It's a lot of questions in one. We'll start from the top. Who are
them all
you?
already. My name's KIAN. I was born in Milton Keynes,
Ooh, nice.
and I have been playing music for over 15 years.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh, fair. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And thanks to my mum and dad, I've been playing music all my life. Recently became a studio manager and studio owner.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I established artist, I guess, or trying to establish myself. Basically, here we are.
What? So do your parents play music as well?
No. In fact, they listen.
Oh, fair. No. So,
They
wait, how
do
come
that.
they were so influential on you?
You know what? I have no idea. I have no idea. I think it was at the age of 5. They're so adamant. Iranian parents. My parents are from Iran. So, or Iranian, however you guys say. But yeah, they I think traditionally it's like to learn piano is something that they treasure and value. So it's something that I think when they were young, they didn't listen to their parents. So I think both of them had this urge to get him on music, maybe he'll like it. God knows.
That's what you want. You need your parents to sort of push in the right. I wish my mum tried.
Can I ask it? Is this?
Yeah,
the
of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's pretty well. Yeah,
Sweet,
it's
sweet.
amazing stuff. Yeah. But yeah, no. When I was younger, I always wanted. Like, my mum pushed me to start playing music, but I got very short attention span.
Sure.
So I gave up on every single thing I played. I could play a little bit of drums, trash. Play a little bit of guitar, trash. And I just gave up. But
I mean, each to their own style, man. You might play a style I can't. You know
well,
what I'm
one day, get me on a tune. I can do ad-libs if you need. I need to do ad-libs.
Hey, we do need ad-libs.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, how did you, what was your first, like, I can become a producer, I can become, like, I can actually make it in the game? Or have you always thought, do you know what, this is just me, I play music and
I always believed in myself to some extent. I think I was 15 where I started making my own music, because until then it was learning piano, private tuition, grading, classical music. I hated it. Yeah, it was I didn't see myself in it, you know what I'm saying? So if I loved classical music, maybe it was
really different story, yeah.
but I didn't see myself in it. I saw myself the first time I wrote my own song. Very simple, you know, some chords. But you know, you hear yourself in
Like,
it.
oh, yeah, that's me. I can really flow in this. I found my
You
little
exist
pocket.
in that.
Yeah.
There's more value to something that's probably even more simple than grade 6, blah blah. But we went forward from there. It was self-belief. It was losing a lot of friends, not meeting them out for lunch, just sticking myself in the practice rooms in secondary schools, shit like that. And you know, it's cool to say this stuff now, you know what I'm saying? But back then,
you're like,
back then it's like, yo, bro,
what you doing? We're trying to try some fun out here. Like, it's lunchtime. What you doing?
where you been, man? Where you been? And it's just like, I've been practicing. That's all I really cared about, because I had big ideologies as soon as I started playing music, because from the beginning it was like, I want to be as good as these guys. It was never like, and that could have been toxic, that could have been good, I don't know. I hear a lot of people take it in baby steps. They look at what's local around them. That's
Call from Ted.
Right there.
No, it's calm.
Right
You can answer if you want. It's calm.
Trust me. No, that's fine. Let me just.
It's your papa. We love
it's
him. He's the reason you're here, man.
Later. It's all good. But yeah, so it was just a long kind of grind doing things on my own until, going to college, going to uni, meeting like-minded people, getting out of Milton Keynes was beneficial for me in that kind of sense. Because I was just into different kind of music to what the scene was.
What was the scene like in Milton Keynes?
Milton Keynes changed, it adapted. It was very metal, rock influenced when I was making music there. And then now it's really and truly become hip hop based. Hip hop.
Everybody wants to be a rapper.
Well, yeah, big up Cam
AKA
Thomas.
me.
Well, no, yeah, Cam Thomas coming strong from Milton Keynes. Like a lot of people support him there, and it's clear to see. Do you know what I mean? He's feeding MK what they need and what they want. You know what I mean? Which is really nice to see. But yeah, for me it was it's psychedelic rock, and soul and funk, and I feel like there is a lot of people in MK that support me, and I really appreciate them for that. But I feel like going out to London, Brighton really helped me to find that diverse crowd. You know what I mean? And here we are.
Opened up the sort of span. Yeah, no, that's sick. When because we were talking about this earlier. Is that why your music is so like? Because I was trying to I was listening to XL the other day, and I was like, so what is this? Like, how are you doing so many You're inspired by so many different things. Your tunes are so varied, and I was like, is that because you were around loads of people making stuff that you weren't really into, or stuff that?
I don't read a lot of books. I don't
either.
Yeah, I don't read. I have this imagination, you know what I mean? That I feel like I've got a lot of patience problems, you know what I mean? For somebody that's quite long, it's quite strange, but I have a lot of patience problems.
Are we kindred spirits?
And if I don't, there needed to be an output to release, you know what I mean? And I didn't have that. If I don't have this kind of output, if I don't have this kind of random urge of making something, then it's going to come out in wrong ways. It's going to come out in, anger or things like that sometimes I can't control, or that's just a part of who I am, that, flaws that you have to overcome, but in the right ways, you know what I'm saying? And I think music especially is the healer of all of that, and it keeps me distracted. I don't care if it's going to bang or not. It has to be done, it has to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So XL came like that. COVID hit, and I was already working on something like that. I was like, what do I want? And you know what? Growing up from it, 2 years from this release, I actually disagree. Motown sounds nothing like that album. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was like I would say as a quick thing to some people, I'd be like, it's a quick rendition of how I thought Motown should sound like. Not saying what's there is bad. I'm saying if this existed too, that would have been fun. You know what I mean? But the more I listen to it now, I'm like, damn, this has got some hard rock in it.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, you sampling so many different things. You're like dabbling from so many different genres. And like, how are you sort of, I don't know, what's the word?
Compartmentalizing.
There we go.
I think it's just the stages of learning everything. I didn't learn everything at once. You know what I'm saying? I went straight into rock. That first piano thing I told you I made, that was rock based. You know what I mean? I listened to Prince, and I didn't understand his intricate funk tracks. I loved them, but I understood the rock tracks, and I listened to other rock people like AC/DC. I went straight into these kind of people when my friends were listening to T.I., Lil Jon, Paul Wall, I don't know, all these old Lil Bow Wow, all of them, man. It was getting to the point where everyone started listening then to Kendrick, J. Cole. It started going into that realm, and I did not do that. I was like, I don't want to listen to J-Rock. I don't like that kind of stuff right now, and it sounded different to me. It really did. It doesn't, when you listen to J-Rock or when you listen to these people, it doesn't sound like Tupac or Biggie or somebody that, and that back then, and again, I was weird. I didn't know why I didn't like it. Now when I can hear it, it's just Simple Sonics, for example. Their voices were so loud that back then I was like, why does this sound different to rap that I usually like? And it would annoy me. But anyway, so I went through rock, and I started my band. It was a rock band. It was a grunge band. It was that kind of feel. I love Nirvana, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Because I got into that again, 16, 17, 15 to 17. And then from there, it got into more hip hop, meeting Derek in uni, because it was I finally met somebody that was like-minded with hip-hop. I was like, I like all that old school shit too. I like all this stuff too. So it worked together. And at the same time, with my own music, I started listening more to those funk tracks that Prince made. I started taking in more what D'Angelo was doing. It stopped sounding like smoke. It started sounding like real shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. I can't explain to you why. It just was like that. It's like my ears were blind to it, and then they grew to. Because it's not like I didn't listen to them. It would always.
Sometimes it's a time and a place. Sometimes you can be like, I always think about, sometimes an album's not bad. You just listen to it at the wrong time, wrong place. Like, some songs are generally just meant to be listened to in the shower. They bang in the shower, that's it. And like, sometimes they bang when you're traveling. Sometimes they bang when you're
traveling.
Traveling. Or
There's
like,
some songs I only listen to like on a plane.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? There's weird shit like that.
Or maybe you're just not ready for that like time. Maybe like some tunes that I listened to when I was 19, I'm like, this slaps so hard. This sounds like, what was I even like on? Like, what was it? But at the time, it still
and we
made
all
me
do
feel
that.
a type of way. Still made me emote a type of way. But it's just the time and space. Like what happened to be in at the time.
Yeah. But to answer your question, to how I compartmentalize the different genres is that every single genre had its own time for me. Every single genre. I'm not saying I perfected them and moved on. I'm saying I lived with that and held it with me. Do you know what I'm saying? I always have parts of what I did quite religiously back then. I have all these parts in me still, but it was the dedication I gave. I just take my mind back to that mode. You know what I mean? And it's easy when it's like that. When you really dedicate yourself to genres. Like, for example, recently I've been working with one of my closest friends and a great artist, Femi, and he, now it's all Afrobeat, you know what I mean? It's all Fela Kuti kind of style stuff. So, and again, I was real with him. I was like, I can't do this for you until I know. I'm not just gonna bang out something that I don't know. So yeah, now it's really like, now this stage of my life, like, other than again soul and music that I'm doing, I'm learning that stuff. I'm incorporating it, and I'm sure in 2 years' time I'm gonna look back, and if I ever have to refer to these kind of songs and do these things, it's gonna be these feelings that I've learnt from today. You know what I'm saying?
Then move on to what you.
So that's how really that it just I keep it organized in my head as well, and sometimes you just don't. Sometimes just fuck it, bro. Just let it cross over. Let that go into that. Let rock go into rap. Let's see what happens. That's how Who Sold My Soul came about. You know what I mean? It was literally just, let's rap over soul songs.
Exactly. You're living in Brighton now, aren't you?
I'm living in Brighton, working in London.
Fair. How's the sort of like commute and like, why are you?
Well, let me tell you, if it was for anyone, if I had to work for anyone, I wouldn't be doing this. Because it's my own studio, House of Soul.
Shout out House of Soul. If you need any recordings, any things and that, you know where to go. Link in the description, maybe. I don't know if you remember, but yeah.
The growth has been lovely. It's the first couple of weeks you're quite worried. Everything's setting up. How long did it take us? It took us a while to set up. We set up this month set up. Because we set up. I was ill for like the first week, down and out, post-COVID illnesses and all this stuff, and then we set up the studio. Finally, I'm back. We set up the studio. Me, Derek, now one way, and we don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, no, it's got to be changed. Luckily, it's much better now. Thank God. The first way we had it for like 2 days, and we were like, no. Before we got anyone in or anything or showed it, we were like, no, switch it up. So nobody's seen the original.
Thing.
What we've done now is superb. The boys really helped me out, and it's such a nice family there. Do you know what I mean? It's like every single person that I've worked with so far have grown to be my friends, and I didn't realize how. I was so scared, you know what I mean? And my parents, they're warriors. You know what I mean? They'll worry about me. They'll make me worry.
Exactly.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything to worry about by the third, fourth week. It's kind of just doing its job. Do you know what it is? I care about people. I want to help people. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I need to eat. You need to pay. But at the same time, it's like, that's not what it's about, though. It's about you coming to me and leaving with something that you treasure in your hand, like a little egg. Like a little egg, do you know what I mean? That's going to hatch into like a big dragon. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
And that's how I see it. And every single, I call them clients, but that's just to be simple with it, you know what I'm saying? But really, most of them are friends. Most of them are really talented artists that, for now, it's just a pleasure to just be opening up and working with them. Do you know what I mean? Brighton, I didn't have that. I didn't have as many people around me. Do you know what I mean? Coming to London, it was just bam, 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 bam. Come here, go to that gig. Yeah, cool, sweet. So.
Yeah, no, London is like incredible for like being creative and stuff.
Yeah.
It's hella spendy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just you gotta just keep going to Aldi.
Yeah.
No,
Trust
I
me,
mean,
that's
just-
where that's sponsored by. Aldi.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no. You seem like a very like facilitator. Do you know what I mean? Like you seem like a true like producer and being like, right, I'm gonna bring people on. We're gonna move. Like I know how instrumental you were like Derek's making like projects and stuff like that. Like. How is that? Is that something you want to carry on doing and be like, I want to facilitate albums? I want to,
Well, good work, greatness needs facilitating. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of my homies. They came through for a session. They were like, I really want this Motown. I was like, cool. All right. Well then, we should pack up right now and we should book for a drummer to come in. You want a 4-piece like horn section, this and that. And then he took a big gulp. I was like, we can just work on something here for now. Get a demo out. And he was like, yeah, that might be a better idea. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything requires facilitating. Do you know what I mean? If we really did want to go to the depths of doing that, then it requires doing that. You know what I mean? And I don't cut corners ever again. I cut corners a few times. I learned my lesson with these things. You know what I mean? And with art, you can't. It has to be exactly. You just got to put that money in, get the right people, get those right things. But you know what? It's smart to see some people really work without not a lot of money, not a lot of budget. You know what I mean? And it's really interesting to see that because they're doing just as good. They're doing just as well. It's got nothing to do with the money. Don't let me say that you need to spend loads for that. If it requires loads, if your imagination is this big, sometimes it's not a good idea to put in that much. Sometimes you can't look at putting a lot as an L. You've got to look at it as it needs to be that. It needs to be that. And this is something that I love more than anything, man. More than any, like I love the realization of who I'm dealing with when they fucking realize that. I love that. I love that because then they've just grown instantly. Like 2 years of growth just happened in like 2 because somebody was there to just be like, look. Wake up. I didn't have that person, you know what I mean? I'd come up with ideas and sit at home making 25 guitar lines over the top of each other. You know, a lot of producers do that first. They just chuck ideas into the mix and then they want this all mastered, mixed, you know. And, you know, when I took it to an engineer, he was like, yep, £700, cool. Like, oh, bro, but he's like, look, you got 60 tracks, of just craziness. Like, we got to sort this out. So, and I went to the depths of, you know, saving up, you know, being 16, 17, you know, getting birthday money, this money, that money from, you know, family and just spending it all on this stuff. And you know what, some people might see it as a waste, but these things taught me, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have, again, that person. I don't have a manager. I don't have a, you know what I mean? I never did. I never had this like owl on my shoulder to just be like, no,
it's like,
this,
that's a bad idea. That's a good idea.
I had to figure it out on my own, you know what I mean? And it was, but meeting Derek and meeting, and doing Who Sold My Soul, I think, we went through a lot of shit together, so we stopped each other in each other's tracks. When we saw one of us was moving too mad on a certain aspect, we were like, no.
Relax.
What about this?
You know what I'm saying? Figure out this
you know what I'm saying?
It's show and tell. We have to do the show bit.
See, I was, I didn't know what to bring, honestly, and I was away from my studio. There was a few vinyls that I thought might have been nice, but actually, funny enough, fate brought me to the most important thing, I think.
Nice.
This. Let's get the incense out of the way. This was my grandmother's metronome that she had obviously on her piano because my parents didn't play, but my mother's mum and dad played.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, this was the first freaking thing that kept me in time. And I thought that's a very, very freaking important thing. It's basically taught me everything, man. It literally taught me everything. This was on my this was on my pick it up, take a look. This was on my little keyboard since the age of 5. Just always there, just helping me out, man. And I don't know, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, without this, a lot of, obviously, you know, it could have been anything, but the fact that, and you know, I saw no value to this when I was young. There was nothing. It still works and everything now. That's how good. But this, literally, there's no battery or nothing. You just got to wind it up. Like, it's not like an antique now, man. It's just beautiful. And it's got the little Italian words on it and everything. So growing up and seeing that, I'm like, wow, like, the care, do you know what I mean? There was music in my life because at so many points in my life, I was like, damn it, my dad was a jazz musician. If only my mum. God damn it. Like, you look at some people and they're like, yeah, my dad's like, no, these are his guitars. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there was homie, like, I was checking his story. I was like, who's, are they all yours? He's like, mine and my dad's. I'm like, damn, bro. And sometimes, you know, it's sick. It's amazing. But sometimes I get jealous, you know what I'm saying? But these things remind me it's cool. Like, I had it too, you know what I'm saying? It might not have been a Fender freaking Deluxe or whatever, but I had it in my own way, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, man, it was like ages 5, 6, 7, like going over there in Iran. Yeah, I really haven't been since I was like 14 or something, but like around then, grandma always wanted to hear me like play the piano and shit, and I'd always be like, allow me.
Gassing you up.
Allow me. I'll be giving my mum the evils, like, please don't make me. Just be like, and KIAN's turn. I'm like, no, but then, do you know what I mean? The joy of that, like, she's passed away now, you know, my granddad's passed away, like, the joy of just wanting to do that again properly now is just incomparable. So.
Right, the album, when's the album dropping? That's the question. That's what everyone's been here waiting. When's the album dropping? When's the album dropping? Because I want to hear it.
If it was my choice, I'd drop it right now. You guys can all have it. Like, honestly,
I'm gonna leak it. I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna leak it. That's what it is.
I have, you know what it is? It's to me, it's like the pure representation of me as an artist. Finally, I feel like everything has been kind of smoke and mirrors with me. I've always been like, yeah, I can do this, but I've always been almost maybe self-conscious to show who I really am, which I never intended, but I think things happen without you even realizing sometimes, you know what I mean? Life just goes that way, which is strange. It's like you grow up and you realize what you've been not doing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, then I just kind of, and it was relying on so many people with music that there's a, Brian Eno cards, it's like they're these cards that they're called oblique strategies, right? And one of them says like cut a vital connection.
Oh, okay. That sounds terrifying.
It's crazy.
By the
Do
way.
you know what I mean? Exactly. Imagine
terrifying.
you said to yourself, I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna follow a card every day, and it says that. Like, that's a choice, and I feel like these are things that I've seen now, but you know, this was a while ago. I cut those ties, you know what I mean? I cut those vital connections because I wanted to, because I was like, you know what? As good as all these people are around me, I need to do what I want to do. There's one song at least where homie's gonna be like, I don't like it, and I'm gonna be like, well, you know what I mean?
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to be like, how? And you know, I was scared. I was like, but I can't play guitar like them, but I can't do that like that. And then in my head, I'm like, yeah, I fucking can. And then it came out, and that grew. You know, it started out as little eggs. That's it. You know what I mean? Little babies. You hatch them in, and you know, you get a couple homies. You get Derek to come through. You get you know, shout out Neto, shout out, you know, Brad, all these people that came through and listened, sat there with me. They're like, delete that bit. what if this bit was there? And I'm like, okay, fuck it, let's try it. You know what I mean? Like, and at that point, because I'm not a person that latches onto something, because I'm like, because I know I've been there. I've been telling people so much that don't latch onto something. So I'm always like, shit. they could be. But that is, again, maybe not a good thing. Who knows? You know
I think it's never to be too precious with your work. I think sometimes they put too much importance on like I know I used to do it all the time. But oh no, I don't want to get rid. I did this. I don't want to get rid of this. I don't want to change it. Someone tells me, oh, move this. No. I did this way. It was like, nah. You can I think it makes me more free and more open to making greater things if you're not too precious and be like, things can be throwaways. Things can be sort of like, well, I made that, but I can do better. Oh, I can move and I can like adapt. And I think it's important to make an artwork. You have to be adaptable in what you're making. But also, the other side of that, you also have to know the vision. You also need to know when to sort of
when to stop. And also when to say it's done. I was talking about this with Derek as well. The hardest part, I believe, in any song, that the mixing, mastering, leave that alone. The creation, cool, it is difficult, blah blah. The hardest part is saying when it's done. When is a song truly finished? It's just let it go. It's done. It's done. Sometimes you need that people there to be like, just that person. They might not even say it's done. They might not give you the instruction, but them coming and enjoying it, you're in your head like, I didn't need all those things that I thought it needed. Okay, cool. This is cool. Do you know what I mean? And that's how the album got created. It was ideas that people didn't tell me to take over the top 2. They were like, leave it. This is good. Because I'll be like, what about this synthesizer? Like, do you know what I mean? When it's your own art, sometimes you can't. And they were like, yeah, no, just allow it. And that really taught me something, you know, of going from then making songs now after, because I'm already working on the next thing, man. I'm working on my next one. I haven't even released this.
You ain't even dropped nothing, yeah. Like,
I'm working on the next one.
What? Drop the album. Where the album at? We dropped. What influenced it? Well, how did you start the process of making the album? Like, was it just you were bored one day and were like, right, this is where we're doing. I need to make this album, or did you have a collection of songs that you were like, oh, this will go?
Well, the idea was, what am I going to do after these EPs? How am I going to top myself? And thinking like that was a bit nerve-wracking for myself. It was like probably the wrong way to think. But and I thought, you know, those 2 EPs came in a string of a week's hard work. And they just bam, 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 one song a day, sit on that, mix it a little bit, make it nice. And that's it. And these were the EPs. But this album took all year, took all of last year. So I released Excel in January, and it took me from January all the way till November to get this album done.
Oh, nice.
And I really took my time with it, as I said, the process of it all. But yeah, it really became, it was loads of things. Shout out Madaliso as well. This song was actually going to be part of a project that I was going to release with him, because he had helped me out with the drums on this. Again, I had a very basic idea of what I wanted with the drums, and you know, he's so good with the samples. He's got a great vault sitting in that laptop of his, and you know, he was digging there for me. He was sitting there, and you know, really hard work. So shout big love to Madaliso for tending to those drums. You know what I mean? For me, because again, it was like I was trying to search for sounds bigger than what I was doing, more than what I was doing, you know what I mean? But still me.
One question we always ask the peoples out there: do you believe in aliens?
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I was watching this. Yo, you know the
yeah, let's get it. This is the best bit. I don't care about the rest.
The lake. You know that lake in the Soviet times where they sent the men down. Yo, I was checking that story out recently. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Yeah, no. Fuck, man. Fuck knows. Maybe they exist.
I'm in 2 minds. Because I believe in, okay, I want to believe in a world of like magic and like there's so much more greater out there, and like, oh my god, like if there was aliens, it'd be fucking like incredible. But probably realistically, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not smart. I'm a not smart enough person to tell you why there isn't or isn't aliens. I just believe in greater. I just believe in like, oh yo, there must be something.
Bro, you know what it seems like? It seems like we're the last ones alive. In
Yeah,
our little
and
solar
like,
system.
can't be, yeah,
why are all the other planets dead out?
Yeah.
What happened before us?
Yeah,
and the dinosaurs and this, like, what happened? Like, why are they all dead out? So like,
no, maybe we just won.
Mars is just nothing. Yeah, we won. Do you know what I'm saying? So fuck knows, bro. Maybe. But the idea of it, fam, it's just like the idea of like grandkids, this and that, like leaving this fucking earth, going, bro, come on. This is all shit that way beyond me right now. It's like we're so stuck in. We're talking about music, like might not even be a. You know what's beautiful about it? It'll be our identity. You know, I always said it's art that will survive. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Just like we know art from the Egyptian times. You know what I mean? Like that.
Creation is key. I think that's one of the most like sort of basic human instincts. Is like making. Is like sort of, I don't know. It's innate in us. It's in like instinctual to us to make and create, and like it kind of changes over the years and what people make and what people think are cool or whatever. But it's always the standard of like, okay, we create. We even buildings or whatever. We are. Yeah, we are creators in our sort of being, and that's fucking beautiful. Yeah, this was a sick episode actually. The heavens did not. Yeah, they blessed us, niced us. They niced us. It was actually like I was stressing. I was like, is it gonna rain?
No, it's
like
clear skies.
It's clear skies. You brought the sun.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Lovely balcony. Love to
eternally
say thank you again. With flower. Love that.
No, on a real, I'm eternally grateful that you came down. Like you're fucking sick. Like I was blown away when I first listened to Excel. I was literally blown away. I was like, what? So someone that's in my peripheral can make something like that. I was like, yeah, but that's besides the point. You're sick. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's been show and tell. You dig? Let go. Yeah. Bless.
Wow, what a conversation.
Yeah, no.
Dig
honestly,
deep.
Thank you.
You dig deep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was absolutely brilliant.
I just kind of got lost. I forgot they were filming.
No,
And I would turn around and be like, everyone's watching.
Like, oh wait, there's people here.